Hello, friends. So, this training is strictly about your Instagram feed. Now, while social media is not just made up of Instagram, it's also Facebook and other things. Facebook is just as relevant as Instagram, but I feel that a lot of us know how to utilize Facebook. But when it comes to Instagram, it's like, okay, what do I do? What do I share? Like, how do I do the things? So, this training is just about your feed and your profile. So, what I want to talk about, there's about five different things that I want to share with you guys today. And the first thing I want to share is your settings. If your profile is currently private, it's highly encouraged that you change it to public, because if you're sharing your journey and sharing inspirational things and just trying to find your tribe, it's really hard to do that if your profile is set to private. Now, not just setting your profile to public, also setting it to business. And I will actually upload a screen recording I just took about like the cool thing about like a business profile. But the reason why I encourage you to do like a business profile or a creator profile is because they will actually show you, like having that profile actually shows you your insights. So when your followers are more active, which means that's when I need to be posting. When I need to, be sharing my stuff is when my followers are most active. If you're just posting at random times of the day, not necessarily your stories, but like your feed, it's very possible it can go missed, like it can go unseen. So first and foremost, if your profile is private, change it to public, but change it to either a business or creator profile. Now, I personally have a business profile. The creator profile is kind of similar. Um, I don't think it really matters, but something didn't work properly for me with the creator side, so I just kept mine at business. But several of my coaches have a creator profile. Um, but yeah, so like I said, business profiles actually allow you to strategize on when you're posting and making sure you're sharing your content when your followers are the most active. Okay, speaking of post, aim to post one solid thing a day. You want to remain relevant in your followers' news feeds. Okay. Um, so if you're only posting like every 5 days, like you aren't remaining relevant. So someone like me that posts every single day, while they may relate to you a little bit more, they see me showing up and sharing my journey every single day. That's not just all fitness related and this and that, but they may, if I reach out to them to invite them to join me, they may say yes to me before they say yes to you because they see me every day. It's almost like it's a newspaper and you're opening it up and all right, Kayla's going to be sharing her pre-workout dance at between 5:30 and 6 a.m. Like the people know and they're watching. They're always watching. So that's why I try to post something at least once a day on my stories that is something that I do every single day. And I'll talk more about stories tomorrow or in tomorrow's training. Um, I'm looking at my notes over here. But yeah, so you want to remain relevant in the news feed. And because if you go to invite somebody and you literally have posted about your group once, maybe they haven't seen that post. Like the algorithm with Instagram is so crazy. Um, so maybe they haven't even seen your post and you go to invite them. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what online group you're talking about because they haven't seen your stuff. So at least if you're posting once a day, like you're showing like, okay, clearly she's doing something or whatever it may be. So it makes a little bit more sense to them and there's more credibility behind the invite. But yeah, so aiming to post once a day and making sure it's like a solid post, like something that's like meaningful. It doesn't always have to be like this super, incredible motivational spiel, but just something that will provide value to your followers. And even if it's just something that makes them laugh, it provides value in some way, shape, or fashion. And I felt like I was going to say something else about that. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me. Another thing that I want to share, being smart with hashtags. So first and foremost, do not use Beachbody hashtags. You don't want to do hashtag Beachbody, hashtag 21 day fix, hashtag 80-day obsession, hashtag energize. All you're going to do is just attract other coaches, which means nothing for your business. So do not use Beachbody hashtags. Same with not using Beachbody lingo. Like, you're more than a Beachbody coach. There's so much more to you. So just kind of keep that in mind. But the other thing with hashtags, there is a website called displaypurposes.com. And what it is basically you can go to it. And I think I could, let me go ahead and share. Hang on one second. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what it is. Make sure it pops up there. Okay. All right, so you've got display purposes. So right here, what I can do is just click here, and let's say it's a post about motherhood, for example. So I could type in motherhood, and it'll bring me a list of like common, like non-banned hashtags, so logo or hashtags that are not banned from Instagram, because there are certain hashtags that can be banned from Instagram that will prevent your followers from seeing your stuff. So a lot of times I'll come here and you can click copy, and then there's like a paste thing on your phone when you're actually on your phone. And I'll paste it as a comment under my post. Now let me stop sharing my screen real quick. So that's another thing that I want to talk about is when Instagram sees comments on your post, it looks at it as there's a lot of engagement going on, even if it's just 30 hashtags, okay? It sees it as a comment, and it's going to slowly start pushing it up to the top of your followers' feed. So that's why you'll see me posting all of my hashtags down below in my comments section. So that's displaypurposes.com. So maybe it's a post about you're at a brewery for the day or something. Brewery, or I like to do beer me, and just different things like that. So just kind of playing around with that, and it'll bring up popular hashtags. So there are some things where it's like I'll do maybe fitness motivation or something, and I'll have to weed out a lot of the hashtags because they're not like actually pertaining to me. Like I'm not trying to attract those type of people. So it's a lot of like playing around and stuff with your tags. So that is one thing that you guys can get on and use. Let's see. Where'd you guys go? Okay. Okay, so presets. I want to talk about presets. If you ever notice like bloggers pages or even some of these top coaches that you guys follow, you're going to always notice that they've got photos that pop, okay? The presets are something that their filters, their edits that can really change the game in your content and can ensure that people will stop their scroll, because ultimately you want people to like stop what they're doing and see what it is that you have to say. But if your photos are really like, I don't know, faint, bad lighting and stuff, they're not going to read what you have to say. Like that's how it works. So I want to show you how, let me share my screen again. Well, when I share it, okay, here we go. So I've got my Instagram actually pulled up here on my website, or on the website. So I'm going to scroll through here, and you guys notice photos are fairly bright. Now, I'm not a professional here, but the photos are brighter, right? Like they tend to stop your scroll because like, they've got a pop to them. And I could go all the way back. Whoops. And you guys will see my photos haven't always looked this way. Okay. So yeah. So, but what you're also going to notice before, I know I'm talking about presets, but what you're also going to notice is the cohesiveness of my feed and how I've got different poses and a transformation every like 8 pictures, I think. I've got it set up to where I do transformations every like certain amount of photos, but like just a variety of photos. I literally had a photo shoot with myself this day. I went to like a local park before I went to work at Starbucks one day and just took some pictures, and boom, there we go. So I also want to show you guys, hang on a second. let me stop my share. Okay, I want to show you guys just a glance at my feed too. And this is not saying like, hey, look at me type of thing. It's just like, hey, you can tell a difference when you've got some cohesiveness going on here. You want to ultimately make your feed like attractive. Hang on, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, here we go. All right. I'll share my screen again. There we go. So, as you notice, this is like a recent, this is the most recent. So this is like my most recent post. But you guys see I've got like a different type of photo here. I've got my kids, a selfie. All right, my kids are right here. Transformation, a different type of post, kind of similar to that one. You guys see. Another one by myself, my kids, some of my coaches, kids again, a selfie. Boom, you guys are kind of getting the drift. So another one is some like difference here. Like I've got a selfie, I've got, this picture of myself, family, picture of myself, transformation, so on and so forth. You guys see how it's kind of like, it's just different. But, so that's the thing is like you want to have some variety. It's very like rare you're just going to see nothing but like fitness photos for me, because what I've learned is if I put a picture up, this is for me personally, if I have a picture up that is just me in my workout clothes, it's very rare that I get a lot of engagement on that picture. But if I want to share like something like motivational or about my workout or this and that, I will be intentional and post something in maybe regular clothes, or maybe like a picture with me and my kids that has not, like just kind of telling a story in just a different way about like what I want to get across. So, but yeah, so those are kind of like the things that I wanted to chat about, is just being not just throwing up graphics. As you notice, I don't have any quotes on my feed. I used to share quotes. I don't anymore. I care not to. I usually keep that to like my Instagram stories, but I do have coaches that will share. And actually I'll show you guys. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So let me type in, you guys probably know Shelby by now. Let me go to her feed. Okay. So Shelby is big on her faith. And so she posts a scripture like every, 3 days it looks like. But she does it to where like it's not clogging up the feed, and it's the same writing and background. So it's not like different fonts or colors, like it's all fluid. You guys can see like it's super fluid. It's the same thing over and over, just a different scripture. Okay, so you guys can do that type of thing. Actually, let me pull up Krista's too. So Krista is trying, I think, she's trying something like this, but I do want to show you guys her stuff. Where are we at? So she was sharing things like this, I think like every few days. Yeah. Or she had started. So you guys see, like, it's like if you're going to share graphics, like I think graphics and like memes and stuff should be for your stories and not your feed. Like ultimately, like your feed is your storefront, and you want it to be attractive, and like people, like if I click on one of your names, like I want to go to your page, and if I see your page is like really attractive and like like you look like my person. But for me, if I go and I see like all these different pictures and it's a hot mess, like I'm just like, okay, no. So there's like a method to all of this. Okay. Now, presets are not a must, but it does help. I purchased my presets off of Etsy, and then there's actually one of the coaches' husbands. He makes his own presets that I got recently too. But if you purchase them from Etsy, like some of them are only like $5. Like they're not that expensive. Now you can get packs of like 10 for like $45. Like, it's totally up to you. But make sure you get mobile presets, because I've got an app on my phone. I was going to show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah. It's called Lightroom. Oops. Nope. That's Mojo. Lightroom right here. Whoop. There we go. Lightroom app for your phone. And that is where I actually go and edit my videos, my pictures before I post them. Now I do have to like adjust lighting and stuff to where it's not too like boom and bright. Because the preset I have does do that a lot with different photos of mine. So I have to like adjust it, but at least it's all, like I said, cohesive, and it's going to look very similar. But yeah, so those are really the things that I wanted to talk about. So when you guys watch this, if you've got questions, definitely like ask me if there's more that I need to share. But the 5 key points here are changing your profile to private, or from private to public, making it a business page, because the business Instagram allows you to see your insights, which in turn allows you to be strategic when you're sharing your content on your feed. Aiming to post at least once a day, one solid post a day, because you want to remain relevant in your followers' news feeds. Be smart with hashtags. Use displaypurposes.com if you want to, just to kind of start to find like your niche. And don't use Beachbody hashtags. And then the last one are going to be your presets, and something that's going to, cause your picture to pop, but using a variety of photos. I can't tell you how many times I've literally just had photo shoots of myself. I did it today, actually. I took pictures in 2 of my new like sweatshirt type shirts, because I can't wear them out. It's too hot in Clarksville. But I took pictures of them, and I took a picture in another t-shirt I want to share tomorrow, because it's like a Halloween type theme shirt. But sometimes when I just go ahead and get made up and like take pictures and have photo shoots, and I know it sounds silly, but that's like the truth. Like, I'm not having Joey take my pictures. Sometimes when I'm out, it's a friend of mine or a sister or whatever, but like, my husband does not take my pictures at home. One of my like most popular photos last year it was because I had like, it was just a picture of myself, but I had my phone propped up on my grill in my backyard. Like, nobody was taking it for me. So don't overthink it. But I do, and you'll hear some of my girls, like my coach Shelby, she'll talk about how she'll just like get dolled up and change shirts and outfits and have photos, photo shoots, so she has content throughout the week. That's the thing. It's like, I don't always post in the heat of the moment. My post that you guys saw today of me with coffee looking the other way was on the cruise back in March. Like, I'm still using photos from like different times of my life this year, just to like share and get a message across. All right. I think that's it. I don't want to spend time talking about like storytelling with your post. That will have to be for like a different type of thing, a different training. In fact, I have an idea of a training I'll just maybe share for you guys to watch it. But when you're posting, you definitely want to have like, you want to tell a story. You want to have a hook at the beginning to really catch your people and like reel them in to see what it is that you're having to say. But have I always been this way with storytelling? No, it's taking a lot of work and a lot of practice, and I still have room for improvement. But yeah, so that's really it. So that is all for your Instagram feed training, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Bye, y'all.